Hi guys, welcome back, and we are going to do part 2 of July. So I hope you've been well. I hope it didn't take me too long to upload it because if you can tell, I'm in the same outfit. Um anyway, only because I'm filming one after the other, not because I just wear this all the time. Okay, enough. Calm down. Talking to me. All right, let's open her up and let's finish up July. Oh my goodness. Okay, July 16th and 17th. Looks pretty busy. July 16th. Fine. Here I am at the Glen at Etta Culpit's. Arthur and wife and Joan and Eleanor are here. Also, Varley Douthright. In the evening, Larry was down also about 11 p.m. Sam and wife arrived. We had ice cream and little cakes. About one when we got to bed. I had bed all to myself. Ah, did you hear that? Beautiful rainbow at night. I took up a box of bread and grapes. Is it possible to have a rainbow at night? Maybe she doesn't mean night, late night. Maybe it was early evening where the sun hadn't gone down all the way and there was rain, because we all know how a rainbow works. Okay. But I'm going to go back. Let me reread this one little line in case you didn't catch it. So she talked about Larry was down about 11 p.m. and Sam and his wife arrived. Okay. It was about 1. We got to bed. I had bed all to myself. I don't know what she's talking about, but does she normally not have the bed to herself? Is Larry her husband? I don't know. Okay, number 17, day 17. You guys are like, why am I listening to this woman? You know it's awesome. Okay, fine. Uh-oh. Lawrence and family arrived at Etta's and picked Jean, Eleanor, and me up, and we all came to Moncton. They left me and started for Kingston something by way of North Shore. Got home at 9:15 a.m. Beautiful day, not hot. Card from Francie, leaving Quippa Friday night for Moncton. Lillian got home about noon. Mr. Reynolds brought her home. Lillian with Varna. I bottled my strawberries, done up by cold method. Okay, you guys, does that sound familiar? Did you ever bottle up strawberries done by the cold method? Or do you know what that is? I assume to lock in the freshness. I don't know. They are lifting. Okay, they are lifting first something at H Church today. Building new part. Mr. Pike something. Phil came home from Andover having vacation? I went to see Sadie, who is sick. Mrs. Fraser and Lillian went downtown at night shopping. Frances leaving for home tonight. Letter from Mary. Interesting. So, goodness, I don't know. Maybe Phil is a son. You guys, I don't know. All right. July 18th, Saturday. Mrs. Fraser went, oh wait, fine and very hot. How could I start a day without describing the weather? Fine and very hot. Mrs. Fraser went to something about 1 p.m. with Mr. Reynolds. Okay. In to see Sadie in the morning and did some stitching. Phil and Lillian washed front of house. I went down to Sadie's again after supper. About 15 to 10, Wilford and Varna came for me to go over to Varna's and stay with Diane, as the 4 couples wanted to go out and dance a while. They brought me home after 1 a.m. Oh, so Varna must have a child named Diane. And they all wanted to go dancing. How cool is that? Varna and Tab and Arna and Johnny, Vera and Wilford and Roy and Joan went to dance. They something at Varna's to a bow supper. So there's couples right there. So I will definitely make a notation of that, because we certainly wanted to know who was who. Interesting. Okay. July 19th. Fine and hot. Lillian went to church. I went down to see Sadie and found her better. She was going car riding with Edward and Iris. Okay. Bobby still there. It was very something radio said. Not, it doesn't look like the word hot, and it doesn't look like the word warm. It was very something radio said 90 degrees. Verna and all going to Shediac this p.m. Francis and Joe and Gary arrived about 8 p.m. There's Gary's name again. Stayed a while, then left for Shediac. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Sadie in a little while. She is better. I walked down home with her and we sat on Piazza. Cool out the doors. Oh, but hot upstairs. Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Let's keep going. July 20th. Actually, I'm going to take a water break. Hold on. Okay, July 20th. Fine. Hot, but little cooler than yesterday. I did my washing. Arva and Johnny going to Halifax. Lillian working tonight. Dorothy Fraser in 4 minutes. Francis and Joe came over to the house to get me, and took me over to Varna's while we spent evening, then brought me home. They went back to Point, brought me a box of groceries. Lillian had to go back to work. Iris came over for a while with dog. Iris and Lillian washed out to a 5 on Mary Street. Walked, but it looks like an S. Anyway, the dog. What? Wait a minute. The dog tracked Iris down and hurt her quite badly. What? Wait a minute. Lillian had to go back to work. Iris came over for a while with dog. Iris is the one that has the dog. Iris and Lillian rushed out something on Mary Street. The dog tracked Iris down and hurt her quite badly. Lillian went over to house with her. What? Joan and Colby, after home, got her about 3 a.m. and went up to Sadie's. 3 a.m.? Marjorie came over and they all went home at night. What is happening? Oh my goodness. Okay. Rainy and I went up to Dominion's store and got 2 boxes of strawberries and 2 pounds tubs solo margarine, and back home $2.82. She loves her strawberries, I am telling you. Mrs. Fraser got home 5 p.m. from Spring Hef. Phil took a nap. No. What? I can't read the words. I'm not even going to bother showing you because you guys can't read it either. It looks like, oh, took a trip. Phil took a trip to Spring Hill. Sadie, what? So well in morning, but better at night. Okay, Sadie not so well in the morning, but better at night. I was down to see her, had a card from Ida in hospital, maybe? Verna phoned. Phil went to Spring Hill. So we're going to look that up. All right, we are on my birthday, July 22nd. Okay, fine. What? Something in and to see Sadie and down to store. In the afternoon, had sleep, and Mrs. Fraser went downtown. She had the Frasers from Florida to supper. Joe and Frances came for me about 5:20 and took me out to supper. Ida there went down to see Aunt Vinny at Larry's or Harry's. Said Mrs. S. I don't know. Came back to filling station and saw Harry. Then back. Oh my goodness. Harry wasn't the one where the police called, right? Or was that Larry? Then back to Mrs. So-and-so. Oh my goodness, I can't read these. Joe and Frances got of cut glass and other things. Got a lot of cut glass and other things. There at 10 p.m. we went into Sadie's and had lunch. Then Frances and Joe left for the something, and I came home. Okay, cool. So as an eBay reseller, I resell vintage items, and sometimes there's cut glass or pressed glass, so I can only imagine what goodies they found. All right, July 23rd. Raining part of day and quite dull. Mrs. Fraser, Lillian, and Phil went out to dinner with Mr. and Mrs. Carl Fraser. Frances and Joe came over, up to the house, back to Verna's for lunch. Something that bad, so damp. Mrs. Fraser load of kindling came. I paid $5 for it before she came home. Then she paid me. Joe helped. Phil then it in through. Phil threw it in the cellar. In the evening, I went over to store with Edmund, Iris, and Sadie. There were 11 of us, and Francis had lunch. Edwards, okay, got home at 11:30 p.m. I took over a bottle of quart. It's not bottle. Maybe of strawberries and 1 bottle of milk, 1 pound of butter, 1 loaf of homemade bread, and a bottle something. I'm sorry, that was probably even more horrible and rough. Not horrible, but hard to listen to. The writing is just really bad. Okay, hold on a second. I had quite the sneeze, so sorry about that. Anyway, the writing was getting a little rough there, but we gotta stick with it. I think we only have 5 more days left, right? July 24th, rained very hard in the night and morning. I got up at 9:15. Mrs. Fraser went downtown in the afternoon, cleared something tonight. Oh, cleared towards night, so we sat on piazza. Then it clouded up and we had big shower. Lillian worked in the evening. Sadie called on way up to Kay's. Claire brought a bowl over to me for Frances. It was her great-grandmother Buck's on her mother's side. Claire brought a bowl over to me for Frances. Okay, so Claire brought a bowl for Frances. Okay, as I said 3 times. Okay. My allergies are so bad. Oh, right. The 25th, fine, beautiful, very hot. Something for Joe and Frances to come as we are all going to Gold's Beach. Oh, I can't wait to look that up. And I think it's spelled GOULD''S. Harva and Johnny left for home this morning about 11:30 a.m. We started for the shore, picked up Verna as Tab had gone on train, went up to Mr. K's for keys to the cottage. Mrs. S in after supper, had a cup of tea. Varna and Tab went up to Mrs. K's cottage and stayed all night. Okay, very cool. That's interesting that Tab had gone on the train and they had to pick up Varna. So maybe Tab had to work or something, who knows. But it was who knows? We'll never know. But I'm interested to find out about this beach. So, yay. All right. The 26th. Fine. Varna and Tab came home this morning. She was sick all night and all day Sunday. Flu, I think. Interesting. Ray and Joan came this morning and to stay, I don't know, went to a wedding yesterday in Sussex. In the afternoon, Earl and Kay and 2 boys arrived. Later, Wilford and Vera came, brought food, and stayed to supper. Such a feasting. 10 of us, but Verna should not come to the table sick. Yes, ma'am. Moinetta. Yeah, because if Verna came home sick, she was sick all night and all day Sunday. Okay. They went home after supper to take Varna, Francis, Joe, Gary, and I, then went to Cape Bismuth to see Mr. Duffrey. She was in bed, but got up, served lunch, got home about 11:30 p.m. That's quite a crowd of people that all went together. And then, and I know that didn't make any sense. They went to see Mrs. Duffy. She was in bed, but got up. Okay. Wow. I'm still reeling from Moinetta saying that Varna or Verna should have not come to the table sick. Okay. This one has some writing. July 27th. Fine. Joe, Francis, Gary, and I left for Dorchester about 10 a.m. Foggy. Ira called at Dorchester took home with us. We called to see Helene. We were where we took our food in and all had dinner there. Stayed till 3 p.m. They went to Mr. McCready's. Waited for her to come home as she had been to doctor. Joe and Francis got lots of things. I got plate and 2 candlesticks. Mrs. McCready gave me 2 blue and white plates, which I gave Varna. Left for home about 7. Something dinner at Ward and Cabins with Ben. Left home in Dorchester. Rained some going home. Big rain in Moncton before we got there with thunder and lightning, and it's underlined. Came up to Verna better. Had angel food cake. Got home about 11:30 p.m. Tired. I imagine so. We went to Dorchester by way of something. Vera took Verna's to see doctor. I'm wondering if Verna is sick because she is with child. Let's see. Surely we'll know. Okay, that was a lot. They all went on a 3-day weekend. It looks like, I believe that was 3 days. Yeah, right? I believe so. No, right? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. Can't tell. Okay. Where am I going? All right, so let's see. 28th. Fine. Still at wherever they're at. Oh. Beach. Francis and Joe left for Johnson's Mills to get more furniture. Gary and I stayed at home. Jackie Ball there to dinner with. They got home about 11:30. Oh my goodness, the writing. Which probably looks the same to you, but July 29th. Fine. Joe left in morning for Johnson's to get furniture. He got something. Spare room bedroom furniture, rocking chair, and parlor chairs. Stored some things at Wallace's. Got home before dark. Filled living room with boxes. Tables? Something to be repacked. Francis worked hard at packing. Joe packed car until dark. Francis and Gary went on for a swim in the afternoon. I wonder if they went to the home of someone who passed, and Francis was packing. And remember that the gentleman, Mr. C, I don't remember the whole last name, but he had passed, and I was like, it must be her, not her father. It must have been her husband or something. I don't know. If you guys have an idea, let me know. All right, we're on to the last 2 days of July, if you can believe it. Wow. Okay. July 30th, fine. At Gold's Beach, packing car to leave for Moncton. Such a lot of things to pack. Cleaned cottage. Left after 12 noon. Stopped at Gilbert's. Coming back, I had fresh lobster. Sandwiches. Oh, not lobster and sandwiches. Lobster sandwiches. Had the lobster sandwiches, right? Rest had hamburgers and french fries. Again, we started for Moncton, where Joe unpacked things to store at Walker's. Got there after 2. Brought me to 53 Enterprise Street, which is the other address that she wrote about on day 1, January 1, at 53 Enterprise Street, with a very little bit of snow. Fine with a little snow. That is Mrs. Fraser's house, because at the bottom of the January 1st, it says Mrs. Fraser had company in the evening. I'm still at Mrs. Fraser's. Okay, so they're helping Mrs. Fraser move and pack furniture from the death of a family member. Okay, where am I at? Sorry. They had hamburgers that brought me to 53 Enterprise Street, then went back to Varna's and had something to eat, then left for St. John about 3:30 p.m. Varna, not very well yet. In hospital open to public from 4 to 10 p.m. I love her. She's so random sometimes. Okay, the last day of the month, July 31st. Fine, a beautiful day. Did some washing. Got up at 4:15 a.m. Very tired. Same. No, I don't get up at 4:15 a.m. I go to bed at like 4 a.m. What are you talking about? Okay. Mrs. Fraser went up to St. George shopping. Got ride home about 4 to 5. Had bad thunder showers. Cleared before dark. Mrs. Fraser, Lillian, and Mrs. H went up to go through new hospital. Okay. I wrote to Francis. Also sent for a Queen is Crown, which is the movie they saw. They came back here and they had tea and donuts. I didn't want any. Hospital was open until 12 p.m. midnight. The girl knows when things are open and closed. So I wonder, does Francis work? Nope, not Francis. One of the girls works at the hospital, right? All right, so we have some things, not actually too many things to look up for the roundup for July. They did a lot of personal things, but so yeah, that's it. So let's close her up and comment and let me know if you have any questions, or if you thought of anything that I wasn't thinking of at the time when I was reading it, because sometimes I'm reading it and it's quite obvious what I'm missing. So let me know. But I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you in the July roundup. Let's close her up. I don't know if I can do it. No, there we go. Okay, bye everybody.